Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to a segment where we are going to be looking ahead to the future with a lot more optimism from a fan perspective, as today it was announced that Everton, as well as the rest of Merseyside, they will be in Tier 2 following the end of the lockdown on the 2nd of December, which means that we can have fans back in stadiums, albeit only 2,000 of them. But we will have some fans back in Goodison Park, possibly within the next month, which is excellent news. Terry, your reaction to this news? Is it what you wanted to hear?
I'm indifferent, really, because I don't think it'll make that much of a impact for the likes of Everton or the rest of the Premier League. It's massive for the lower league clubs, obviously. So, the further down you get, the more important it is, because they rely heavily on people through the gates. It's a step, isn't it? I'm not, dancing on tables because 2,000 fans are allowed back inside Goodison Park. In a perfect world, I'd like to see it all come back at once. Like, if we can't have everyone in, wait until it's safe to have everyone in, and with that opens the door for a wider discussion of the vaccines coming up soon. How quickly can you get that implemented? How fast can you declare sort of victory over the virus, where you can bring a full stadium back? A positive step is good news, but I'm not one who's looked at this and is overjoyed, because I don't think it's going to have that much of an impact on Everton or another Premier League club, and I also don't think it'll last long. Considering the way it's being handled, the second wave at the minute. There's talk we're going to go back into another lockdown in January if there's a massive spike over the Christmas period where they're going to open things back up. So it could be 2,000 go back in for a few games and then we're right back out again. So I don't know. I think I'd like to wait until all back together, every club and every fan in every stadium, once everyone's, once the vaccine's rolled out, or not at all. But it's easy for me to say that. I'm sure with as a fan of a Premier League club, which is making its money primarily through television, I'm sure if you support a team who need that money to survive, this is dancing on tables time. So it is good news, I suppose, for them.
Yeah, certainly. Steve, what's your opinion on this? Do you think it's a good step forward, or was you on Terry's sort of side of the fence where maybe it should wait till we can have 40,000 back in the stadium?
I've got to side with Terry myself. I think he's hit the nail on the head there. I can't imagine a world with 2,000 fans.
2,000 fans in a 40,000 seat stadium. It's just absurd, isn't it? When you think about it, it's going to be. I mean, it's great to have fans back in the stadium, but how watered down is it going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be watered down beyond belief, isn't it? And it makes you wonder if it'll even have any effect. Like Terry said, is no fans the same as 2,000 fans in a way? Because I think part of the experience of being a football fan is the people around you, isn't it? You sort of get your kicks from, going to the match.
From the limbs, you jumping on the person the row in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. We've all seen it, haven't we? The match day is more than just going to the game now. It's a whole day. It always has been. It's a whole day from the minute you get up to the minute the final whistle blows. It's meeting your friends, and it's having a good time, and it's socialising at the end of the day, isn't it? And I think 2,000 fans. What are the odds? What are the odds you're even going to get the chance to go? So I agree with Terry. I think it would have been better to have 40,000 in at once.
Everybody could go back.
Yeah, having that. Imagine that reaction of the 40,000 people at once after so much time. They've obviously said the Chelsea game's the first game. It's going to be tried. I think it's been moved for TV as well. So, I mean, as Terry said, we're lucky. We're in the Premier League. We're not a non-league club that's struggled all through lockdown, and there's been some horrible stories, hasn't there, about teams struggling to
clubs going bust.
Yeah, even keep the lights on and stuff like that. So obviously it's welcome news. It's still progress in the whole coronavirus timeline, isn't it? It's everything's progress, but for me, I agree with Terry. I'd have preferred everyone back in at once, one big atmosphere, rather than, you know, a very much a watered down experience.
Very watered down. I mean, they're saying absolute limbs at Goodison's not going to be the case when a fan's like the only person on one row.
Yeah, you'd be shouting to the person next to you when I think in most Premier League grounds. So yeah, you can't imagine it. And you know, you've got Premier League grounds all around the country. I mean, it's hard to imagine places like Anfield, Old Trafford, you know, the Etihad, Stamford Bridge, all these grounds.
Oh, don't be saying that. The football Twitter like crew will all be
Yeah,
laughing. Like I mentioned, the
yeah.
fans in the Etihad.
Etihad, yeah. But it's hard to imagine these massive stadiums. It's probably easier to imagine it with no fans than it is with 2,000.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, it's a hark back to the days of in our first season in the Premier League era when we we only had 3,000 people in the grounds against Wimbledon.
Yeah, it's a bit before my time anyway, but
before mine as well, mate. But I just remember hearing about like I think it's the record low Premier League attendance was Everton against Wimbledon, and it was like 3,500 people in the stadium.
Yeah, I think I was speaking to my dad today. We're both season ticket holders, and I was saying, "Oh, 2,000 fans let back in, you might get a chance." And he was saying, "Yeah, I think he's seen something like 7,000 at one point. So I think that's the lowest he's seen in person." But for me, I just can't imagine 2,000, to be honest. I know it's different, it's depending on what tier you're in, but still, 2,000, nothing when it comes to Premier League football.
Yeah, nothing. But again, it's nothing to be sniffed at. Again, I suppose, like for some people, it might be the opportunity to get back in the ground, and you don't know what wonders that could do for someone's mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. I completely get what you mean.
Listen, as long as we get 2,000 people booing Sigurdsson, I suppose that's a step forward, isn't it? Because he's got life far too comfortable at the minute.
Yeah, he's getting let off way too lightly. I mean,
if I got to boo Sigurdsson in person again, that was helped my mental health a lot.
I'm not sure how effective only 2,000 people shouting 10 is going to be. Like, but,
yeah,
sometimes we just miss having players turning in midfield. You know.
And as well, you've got to remember the 2,000 lucky people who are going to get to see James Rodriguez live for the first time before anyone else. So,
God, yeah, there's going to be some clamour for them tickets.
Yeah, there will be.
Out of interest, will you guys be part of said clamour?
I'll wait and see. I've just got the article up now. It says open to season ticket and hospitality members. So I'll see. I think I'd rather if you get chosen to do it, you're looking at you're going to get back to see live football again. But if I do get picked for the ballot, then I'll definitely be down there. But no, I think hopefully majority of people will get the chance at some point.
Fingers crossed. Terry, are you going to go if you get the chance?
No, I'm going to wait until it's back to normal. Not because I've got a moral obligation or anything like that, but it's not for me. I'll let someone else have that. If I was to come up, then I'd pass it on, because I'd rather wait until it's all back to normal, as much as normal as possible. I'd rather wait until, like as I said before, vaccine's in and this is in the rear view mirror. I'm not in that mad a rush, because you got to
a long way to go, isn't there?
Yeah. So power to anyone who wants to do it. I'm not here to judge them. As I say, I've got no moral obligation to it. It's just not for me.
Same here, mate. I think for me, it's a case of, I've managed for nearly a year without going the game now. I mean, I'm happy to wait a little bit longer, wait until I'd rather enjoy the full experience, as we've said, rather than something a bit watered down. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the experience that these 2,000 people will have, but it's just, again, like you, it isn't for me, I don't think. So yeah, maybe not quite as optimistic as people were expecting with this show, but obviously it's great news that we are only in Tier 2. Of course, we went into the official lockdown in Tier 3, so there is some other great news. With even when you look away from the football, there's going to be, you can go to the pub if you want, as long as you have a plate of chips, whatever, you know what I mean. Like there's loads of other benefits of dropping down to tier 2. You know, gyms are back open and stuff like that. You know, it's not all bad news, but I think it's just like maybe let's not overstate the step forward in terms of going the game, because it's probably not going to be what people are hoping for, and people maybe shouldn't get their hopes up. But again, like I say, I'm not going to take anything away from anyone who goes. So
yeah, I agree with you, James. I think it's such a strange time, and I think this in a way feels just as, if not more strange than when we had the behind closed doors ones for the first time. Remember, we were all looking around. I think it would have been about June time when
around
it came
June
back.
time, yeah.
And there was flags in the stand. There was no noise. You had like the fake crowd noise. It sort of took everyone by surprise. I think I understand that, you know, wanting to wait till it comes back fully. I think I really am slap bang in the middle. I don't think I'm either. My allegiance is to either side. But I think it would be an experience in itself to say I was there when there was 2,000 fans during a global pandemic.
Interesting, yeah. But if you want that experience, you can just ask someone who went to Wimbledon in 1993.
Yeah, of course you can. You could do that as well. Like,
yeah, either way. But yeah, I think for now, whether we go the game or not, let's just enjoy the fact that we're out of tier 3, and you know, let's hopefully have a decent December, both on and off the pitch.
Yeah, just hope everyone keeps safe. To be honest, that's
it.
The fact that, you know, we're lucky to be in tier 2. We're lucky to have we're lucky to all have our health, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who've I think thinking about football seems a bit
trivial.
A bit irrelevant, doesn't it? When you think about how many deaths there's been. So thinking of, you know, but it's what we're here to do, isn't it? And got to be optimistic, and it's still 2,000 fans more than what we had.
Yeah, definitely be optimistic, but just proceed with caution, really, innit?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't safe to do so, and it's happened before where we've had the privileges have come back, stuff's reopened, and then, you know, it's been taken away again. So, you know, you can't take it for granted. It could get taken away, like Terry said. You know, we could go into another lockdown.
Month, yeah.
So, you know, we'll fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But there's been some really promising news with all the vaccine stuff and everything.
Yeah, let's just hopefully let's keep as optimistic as possible. And obviously, guys, anyone watching at home, just stay safe, and hopefully we'll break the back of this just sooner rather than later. Anyway, guys, let us know your opinions on this news, whether you're feeling optimistic. If you're not, just whatever you're feeling, drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Yeah, until next time, guys, thank you for watching on the Toffee Blues.